like when you live with your parents as a 27, 28-year-old, whatever, if you're a fucking adult and some years have gone by, yeah, you feel this one. I realized I had fucking parents that critique me almost every day. I've heard more critiques in my entire life more than encouragement, and that's where everything went wrong for me. That's why my self-esteem has been so fucking low. That's why my shit's been all over the place, because I had parents who critiqued me way more than they ever uplifted me. And I don't blame them for my position in now, because like it is what it is. I'm a grown adult, so I have to make my active choices, and now I'm really feeling the weight of my choices. But I'm glad that I'm feeling it now in my later 20s, before I'm hitting 40 or anything like that. I'm going to expedite the process, if that makes sense. But let's get out of that, right? The nervousness, like just the fact that like my nervous system is so like eroded off the fact that I'm just looking at like my entire time of living with my parents as an adult now, and seeing that almost every single day there is some shit to say, whether it's about my room, whether it's about this isn't messy, this isn't clean, about what I'm not doing, how I should be doing something. It's almost every day. How I gained weight, how I eat. This is literally almost every day. And it started to click now, because I'm like, oh shit, no wonder there's so much heaviness when I get into the house. And one of my thought patterns get so dense, because all I'm hearing is, this is what you're not doing and this is what you aren't. And that's almost every day. And I'm not hearing anything of, hey, maybe you should work in this place, or hey, you should try this, this might help. And yeah, it still might suck, because it's like, fuck that, I want to work for myself. But that's not the full thing. The full thing is just more of like, oh shit, you're not that encouraging. You're fucking giving hater. And I hate to say it, because when someone's encouraging you, when someone's actually supporting you, they're not going to pick you apart as you are needing the support. They're going to pick out parts that are important to pick out. Hey, this is affecting, like the important shit isn't about my environment being clean right now. The important shit is about my finances and being able to support myself. For whatever reason, that's put on a lower level. And then it's like, you didn't do this, you need to do this, you need to... Why are you emphasizing that energy before you emphasize that one? And if it's not even a thing of like getting clarity about what they need from you, like that's what some parents do, like especially as an adult, they won't even be clear about, like, because at least with some parents, they're going to tell you off the gate, look, right, you're in this position right now, we're going to need some help with the rent. Or if you aren't going to pay rent, then you need to be washing the dishes all the time. You need to be able to clean up the house. That's your role now, since you aren't paying rent. Like, you can just say what you want from your child that is taking up space as an adult. And I don't understand why it's so hard to even just say that. And then get upset at your child for not understanding what you need. Like, that is the shit that I've had to deal with for a long time, and I didn't know how fucked up it got me, because you're always having to guess what someone needs, and then you're constantly having to decipher things when you could be deciphering things for yourself and putting yourself in better positions. But instead, your energy and your mind is being caught up in what someone else is needing before you even see yourself. And then now years go by and you're fucked up. Even if you do move out of your parents' house, your life isn't where it needs to be because of that programming. That is the spirit I'm talking about. That's the spirit I've had to live with for this long. And then I'm confused on why my self-esteem is the way that it is. But at this point, I can't be locked into my environment and think about what people aren't understanding. My parents done lived their life. They have a good couple decades ahead of me. I have to let that spirit go and let them be in the space and the weird realities that they want to be in, and create my own. And that's where I sit at right now. And that's where you gotta sit at if you're in your 20s still at home. And you don't have parents that are like, hey, stay with me as long as you need, just as long as you're paying for shit yourself. That, like, there's parents that make shit clear about what the household requires, and that's the sort of parent I would definitely be, because I don't want my kids to be confused on what their parents need or what their parents require. And I want my kids to be able to know what confusion looks like, because that's the biggest thing. When you operate under that system, you don't even know what being confused looks like. You don't even know it. So now you live in confusion because that's what is normal to you. So we've had to figure this shit out and be like, damn, that isn't okay actually. Because you want your kids to be able to clarify and say, this is confusing, I want to get clarity. And when you operate with this household like that doesn't prioritize clarity, and they're okay sitting in confusion, you're going to be confused. That's why I'm sitting here like, I had this argument with my dad and I'm just so thrown off, because I'm like, how the fuck, why are you on this time? Why are you telling me, so you think you're too big to serve me plate? And I'm like, I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking about how to improve my content so I can get out of this house. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking about how to dish you your fucking food. I'm not your wife. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just simple shit like that, where the nitpicking starts to get heavy, and you know it's loaded, right? You know this nitpicking is loaded as fuck. You know that it's serious. But it's not being said, so you're constantly like this. You're like, is things okay or is it not okay? Do you know how uncomfortable that is to live in? Like, where you're always like, am I tripping? Am I not? Like, I'm sorry that you are in a position now where you're closer to 70 and you still have to do a job you don't like. I'm sorry. But that's why I've taken the decisions I've taken now, so that I don't have to be in that position in the future. I'd rather flop knowing I gave everything my best. That's why I was like laying down and shit, and I kind of felt like the heaviness of my environment. So I started to feel myself kind of sink. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm actually grateful for this fight or whatever this shit was. Like, I don't want to have the conversation. I'm just like, okay, sorry. Sorry that came off wrong. Okay, I didn't mean to come off like bad or anything. My mind isn't on what you're eating. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like think, I'm sorry, that's just the case. My mind isn't focused on what does my dad need to eat before work. Do you know how absent your mind has to be for that to be your focus? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get it. Like, they don't understand. Like, when I look at a millionaire, right? And I say, hey, I have a free sample for you or some shit. I'm not going to be mad at them for forgetting that there was a free sample, because it's not a priority. I'll probably just go out of my way to remind them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you see that I'm out and about, but they think I'm just out and about with my boyfriend, just sitting down doing nothing. No, we are doing things all the time. That's why I'm so tired. You guys don't understand the sort of grind that my partner has. And I'm so grateful for it, because it really gave me a highlight on how shit can move for you if you really put in that effort. And I'm so thankful he kind of got me out the loop, because I was in a loop. I have a business still. But it's not fully registered. It's just a business. It's a business. It's operational, but it's not And I started it and I was grinding. I was going out my way because I had to get out the house. But it wasn't so negative now. And, you know, they were happy for me. They were like, oh my God, she's doing her thing. And then once I took a pause on it, it was like, oh shit, here she goes again. This didn't happen this time. This didn't happen that time. So she's doing the same shit. So there's like this resentment of me not succeeding yet. It's a resentment of me not being the child that they can brag about. I feel like that's what that shit is. So, but the thing is, everything I'm doing now is all the things I said I was going to do years ago, and I'm now putting in the gas that I should have put in, but I didn't put in because my mind was all in the wrong places, and it was occupied on pleasing them. And that's why I'm in this state right now. they'll never comprehend it because their brain doesn't go to those places. It doesn't. It's fine. I'm not even mad about that no more. I just think it sucks to have to be in this position and have to fucking stomach it because you don't have a choice. Because if you wanted to say what you really wanted to say, which is why I'm saying it on the internet, they're gonna kick you out. And I'm smart enough to know, like, if I get really disruptive, it's over. I'm gonna be on the street, or I'm not gonna be on the street, but I'm gonna be semi on the street. You know what I'm saying? So my spirit is just coming to an understanding and a realization that, like, we don't need to force these things. I just know this is just the fucking operation. Like, when you live at home and it's weird like this, if it's toxic or if it's just uncomfortable, you need to not be in the house that much. You should only be in there for sleeping and at least getting 5-6 hours of sleep. Then you out the house for almost the whole day again. You have to do everything in your car. Be blessed to have a car. If you do have one, be blessed. But yeah, that's a major perspective to dive into. And I really was struggling. Like, I had a whole breakdown, bro. I had multiple videos of this shit. And I'm telling you guys, if support does not feel like support, then it isn't support. Don't mistake or question or feel like don't guilt trip yourself and feel like things are bad for you because you feel unsupported. If you don't feel like you're being supported, you're not. That's the truth. Like, holy shit, man. If you genuinely feel like there isn't, you're not. That was the realization I needed to have, because I didn't even peep that I was gaslighting myself, thinking that I was being supported. Nah. I only said that off the sake of I don't have to pay rent and other people have to. Off the sake of, but I'm an only child. You know what I'm saying? If we're not only kids, like, if I had siblings, maybe I would be in a harder position. Maybe I would have to have that full-time job. Because that's what they want me to have. But they're mad that I'm just laying around and I'm enjoying my life. They think I'm enjoying my life. They really think I'm enjoying being dependent on them. They really think that, bro. That's a crazy thing that these parents think. Like, grown kids who have fucking adult minds are fucking happy as fuck to just be dependent on the parents all the time. They really, I don't know whatever demographic this hits, but if you're older, do not ever assume that your child is comfortable in the position that they're in as an adult, having to depend on you. Don't ever think that they are. If anything, their mental health is really poor. You need to start asking them mental health questions before you start asking them anything else. But they're not going to do that because you just see that they aren't where they need to be in your mind. You did more when you were younger, but then you obviously look at the fucking economic state of the world. Not saying it can't be done. People don't get it done. But support ain't always support.